Best show.
WFMU.
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 Best
So beautiful.
vergesse ich die ganze Welt. Wenn ich in deine Augen schau, beginne ich zu träumen. Wenn ich in deine Augen schau, vergesse ich die ganze Welt. Träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir, oh, träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir. Träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir, oh, träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir. Deine Augen, tausend Sterne für alles in dieser Welt. Deine Augen, tausend Sterne gegen alles in dieser Welt. Du verzauberst mir die Wirklichkeit, du verzauberst mir die ganze Welt. Du verzauberst mir die Wirklichkeit, du verzauberst mir die ganze Welt. Wenn ich in deine Augen schau, beginne ich zu träumen. Wenn ich in deine Augen schau, vergesse ich die ganze Welt. Wenn ich in deine Augen schau, beginne ich zu träumen. Wenn ich in deine Augen schau, vergesse ich die ganze Welt. Träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir, träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir. Träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir, oh, träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir. Träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir, oh, träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir. Träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir, oh, bitte träume mit mir. Träume mit mir, bitte träume mit mir.
You're listening to the best show on WFMU. My name is Tom Scharpling, here with you straight through till 11 p.m. tonight when Small Change comes in and does his thing with Nickel and Dime Radio. But in the meantime, brace yourselves for 180 minutes of mirth, music, and mayhem. Only the best show on WFMU brings that to you every week. Some people on this station bring the mirth and the mayhem, but fail to deliver the music. Others bring the music and the mirth, but fall pathetically short in the mayhem department. Others have music and mayhem without the mirth. And what fun is that? This show has all of the mirth, all of the music, and all of the mayhem that you can guarantee within one show. Count on it every Tuesday night. Pencil it in. Where's your day runner? Put it in your day runner. Punch it into your Palm 7X. And for those of you listening on the Palm 7X, welcome. The phone number, 201-200-9368. Open Phone Tuesday tonight. Open Phone Tuesday. The lines are wide open. 201-200-9368. Open Phone Tuesday means that you, the caller, determine the topic. Until I determine the topic and force us to talk about just that. And the email address, toms@wfmu.org. I'm looking at the computer screen now. Your email, as soon as you hit send, it shows up for me. And this guy, Peter, who keeps emailing me, curse your eyes, Peter. He keeps emailing me with dirty sentiments. I think it's the same guy who writes those awful short stories that he's been putting up on the message board, which no one likes those stories. And Petey, or Peter, here's to hoping you have the worst 4th of July that anyone has ever had. I hope your 4th of July is worse than the British had it on the 4th of July. And everybody remembers what happened on the 4th of July in 1776. The U.S. stormed the shores of England. Raided the palace and smashed the British crown that was being used to hold some sort of magnetic force over America. A ragtag team of 5 adventurers. And they killed the king. So hopefully your 4th of July goes even worse than that, young man. Hey, what music did we hear? Oh, we heard Grot Zone. Checking in from the grand country of Germany. From the album Die Sunrise Tapes, which in translation is The Sunrise Tapes. We heard Traume mit mir. Before that, Flin Flon, also from the grand country of Germany. From the Boo Boo album, Upper Ferry, the name of that song, and that is on the Teen Beat record label. Flin Flon, featuring Mark Robinson, formerly of The Unrest, formerly of Air Miami. And right here from our own shores, finally some American music on this show. The Shins. Hot stuff from the Shins. Caring is Creepy, the name of that song. That's from their new album on Sub Pop. Come on, Sub Pop, what happened to the days of Cat Butt? I know you're putting out all these good records by actual good bands. Bring back Cat Butt. More Love Battery. The people are begging for it. And starting us off, Tajiko Noriko. From the album Shoujo Toshi on the Migo label, we heard track number 2, Oh Yeah. Tonight is July 3rd, 2001. Somebody just emailed me here saying, it ruled when I made fun of that kid Petey on the message board. He's probably crying right now. The people are behind me, Pete, or Petey. They're not behind you. They're behind me. Sorry, Petey. And another person just emailed me here, Moomox, saying, you're right, those love stories do suck. Thank you, Petey. It is over. The best show on WFMU has defeated you. Now vanish. Vanish! Hey, you know what I wanted to talk about tonight is something that's near and dear to my heart. It's I wanted to talk about Frank Zappa and how lousy he is. Last week I had mentioned Frank Zappa in passing and put forth the notion that all of his music is terrible. Now, I am staring at right now no less than 40 Frank Zappa CDs. I'm ready to be converted. So if you are a Frank Zappa fan and you can explain to me, guide me through the Frank Zappa catalog, and tell me why he is not awful. Show me. You've got a potential convert on your hands. I'm ready. 201-200-9368 is the phone number. I'm looking for Frank Zappa fans to show me the way. Another person, Dave, checking in on the internet saying that Petey's stories do indeed suck, but not remotely as much as Tor's posts. Come on. You know what? I think I might have to agree with you on that one, Dave. Who would win if Petey and Tor had a fight in a tool shed, using everything in the tool shed? Who would win that fight? Handsaws, sanders, saws, the staple guns. Who would win that fight? You know who would win that fight? We would. Because both of them would leave that tool shed disfigured. We, the WFMU audience, would win that battle. 201-200-9368. Looking for Frank Zappa fans to educate me on the man's work. Because everything I've ever heard from the guy kind of just sounds like it's blah, 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 blah. It's like him going, like with his voice way up in the mix. So he's like, blah, 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 blah. And then just people just overplaying. And then him singing about like some dopey thing that like a fourth grader wouldn't find funny. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you've got to get into the instrumental Frank Zappa. It's a lot better than the stuff with the words in it. Pick up the album, Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. It's real good. And have a happy 4th of July. Goodbye.
All right, I needs tracks, though. I needs tracks. You got to tell me which tracks to play, people. The internet exploding tonight. Pete from Toronto checking in, who I do not think is the same Pete, saying, play some Todd Rundgren. By the way, what do you think of the Walk Down Abbey Road tour with Todd, John Entwistle, Ann Wilson, and Alan Parsons? You probably have something bad to say about it, right? Well, you know what? I don't know anything about it. If you know anything about this Walk Down Abbey Road tour, 201-200-9368. We're looking for Frank Zappa fans or information on the Walk Down Abbey Road tour. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I'm a Frank Zappa fan.
Okay.
And I know good songs by Frank Zappa.
Okay, what's a good song?
Are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you, but I can hear you on the radio.
Can you hear me now?
No.
How about
Not on
now?
my phone.
How about now?
Now I can.
Okay.
All right, let me turn the radio off.
Okay,
Hello?
thank you. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, how about Chunga's Revenge? You ever hear that album?
No, Chunga's Revenge.
Chunga's Revenge. Rudy wants to buy you a drink and Charlena. Play those two songs, and then you say what you just said again.
So let me find the CD. Chunga's Revenge. Chunga's Revenge?
Yes. It's an old tape.
Okay.
It's like the Mothers of Invention.
Does it have Transylvania Boogie on it?
I don't remember. It's been years since I listened to it.
What song should I play? Rudy wants to buy yous a drink.
Rudy wants to buy you a drink and going into Charlena.
Okay, now do these songs have bad words in
No,
them?
not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Some of the older ones, the Mothers of Invention, 1, 2, blank, blank, your shoe, all that. That's way old.
Okay. So you think this will convert me?
Yes.
What about
then
this?
I want you to go home and listen to the whole album, and then get all the rest of the albums from that era and listen to them, and you'll be converted.
When did you get into Frank Zappa?
In 1965.
Really?
Yes.
So you were
Mothers
into
of Invention.
You were into him that early?
Yeah, well, 67, I guess, somewhere around there.
Okay.
I was a little tot then, but, but my older sister, my older brother were into him. We had the first Mothers of Invention album along with the first Fugs album and all that. You know, that all went together back then.
So you were...
Mothers of Invention was it.
Really?
Really.
What about, come on, what about like Chad and Jeremy? You didn't like that stuff?
As he went on, you really have to sit down and listen to it, I guess. It got a little bit weirded out when Flo and Eddie left. And then Flo and Eddie's in the band back then. That's the Turtles.
Yeah, yeah.
Were in the band. That really made, the sound of Frank Zappa. You listen to the older stuff, and then you learn to appreciate the other stuff. Listen to the album Weasels Rip Your Flesh. Great album.
Mm-hmm.
Another great album where it gets a little weirded out and goes into his great guitar work. Frank Zappa was a great talent. Really was a super talent. But you just listen to the stuff that got into some kind of a fad, and it was garbage.
Because this is what I think of when I think of Frank Zappa.
No, that's the old stuff, man.
Is that?
No way.
This is not the good stuff?
No. Go ahead. You get Chunga's Revenge and Weasels Rip Your Flesh. Believe me, I got to go now, buddy. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, buddy.
You're converted if you listen. Bye.
Okay. Listen to his voice. It's like way up in the mix, like no reverb on his voice, completely compressed. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to put on a little bit of this this Chunga's Revenge right now to see if this guy's right. Let's see. Let's check this out. Oh. This is terrible. Ugh. Oh, see, that's... No, I was completely right. Listen to this. Blah, 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 blah. It's like blah, 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 blah. FMU, you're on the air.
I'm on the air. Hi.
Hey.
Listen, you got the best album to play for Frankie is Joe's Garage. Do you have it there?
I'll look and see if I've got Joe's Garage.
It's Catholic Girls. It's excellent stuff.
So when did you get into Frank Zappa?
I got into Zappa in college.
How long ago was that for you?
That was, about 12, 13 years ago.
12 or 13 years ago?
Yep. And I arrived at school, someone handed me a bong and said, here, listen to this stuff. It's excellent.
Well, I think that goes hand in hand
yeah,
there.
It does.
But...
I mean, it's kind of like the Grateful Dead. If you listen to it sober, maybe it's not that good.
So what kind of music were you listening to before?
I was listening to, like, the Rolling Stones, that sort of stuff.
And did you leave, like, change, like where all of a sudden, instead of like Street Fighting Man, like this? Oh, that just sounds like the corniest.
It's kind of like this station. You can't like all of it, but there's definitely a lot to like.
But this guy just told me I'd be converted if I listened to Rudy Wants to Buy Yous a Drink off Chunga's Revenge.
It's a little weird. I mean, I'll admit.
No, it's not weird. It's just terrible.
He was out there.
I understand weird music. I like plenty of weird music. I just think this is awful.
But, I would say that listening to Frank Zappa early on is what has led me to listen to this very station religiously.
I'm glad that it took you there, but
it took me 10 years maybe. But
like, who else do you like that reminds you of Frank Zappa? Like, what other music out there?
I don't know. He's kind of his own thing.
But did that lead you to discover other things?
No, I took him for what he was. Joe's Garage is definitely my favorite. The Weasels Ate My Brain, there's some good stuff. He's political, he's non-commercial, he's pretty much anti-everything.
Mm-hmm.
He pokes fun at everything.
Mm-hmm. Like he's anti-talent.
And he was good. Well, that's the thing. He was perfectly willing to compose and write a beautiful and talentedly well-played song about some of the dumbest topics.
Mm-hmm. So he's like anti-enjoying music.
Almost anti-taking himself seriously.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't take anything seriously in himself, and that's what I like.
Including like the audience's including the audience's enjoment of his music. He doesn't take that seriously either.
Definitely. He would invite like girls up to dance on stage if he thought they were hot, and then play something in like 5/4 time and tell them to dance on stage, and they couldn't dance. That sort of irreverent.
Now I like Captain Beefheart, right? I think Captain Beefheart's awesome.
Who's Captain Beefheart?
Oh, come on. You don't know who Captain Beefheart is?
No.
How dare you?
Who's Captain Beefheart?
He was hand in hand. He was like the talented guy who Frank Zappa mooched off of.
Is that like Uncle Floyd?
Yeah, it's just like Uncle Floyd, exactly. Except he was like a West Coast Uncle Floyd.
Huh.
So you should check him out.
All right, I'll check that out.
Great, thanks a lot.
All right, take care.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Oh, the worst. I'm sorry, guy. You said I'd be converted by this. You're sending me in the other direction. Chunga's Revenge. Not that good. FMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, I think that you'll get a kick out of a guitar track on Zoot Allures called Black Napkins. If you're into guitar stuff, you'll definitely like it.
Now, what is it? It's on Zoot?
It's on an album called Zoot Allures.
Let's head over to the pile right now. Let's see. Shake your booty. Playground to the Zoot, the prophetic Zappa, ugly radio, the weed.
It's got a picture of him on the front with his.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here, I found it.
You got it. Very good. Yeah, I think you'll like it. I think it might.
It's got like him wearing like bell bottoms.
Exactly, sitting akimbo there, with his hands on the hips. Yeah.
It kind of looks like the members of Journey.
Exactly. Yeah.
Except with like him in the middle of...
Exactly, right?
So what song do I play off this?
Black Napkins. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Now,
It doesn't have him singing on it, so that could be a plus.
Is it an instrumental?
Yes, it is. It's good, though. Very good. Nice guitar noodling on there.
Let's check it out right
Very good.
now.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hold on. Stay on the line. He hung up. Oh, this is like the stuff that the Eagles got. People hammer the Eagles for sounding as mopey and dragging as this. FMU, you're on the air.
Tommy.
Yes?
It's Doug M, a.k.a. Orange Julius. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. Chilling. Hey, just turned on the radio.
You grooving to the Zappa?
No.
What do you
Not
think
at
of Frank Zappa?
Well, I was going to say, I'm not a big fan, but...
By the way, everybody, you should check this guy's show out. He's on every...
Monday morning.
From...
I'm on from 3 to 6 a.m.
Check it out.
Yeah.
It's called...
All Fructose, No Way.
On WFMU.
Yeah, it's a good show. If you can't stay up, I recommend you go and listen to the archives on WFMU.org.
Absolutely.
Yeah, check them out. Well, like I was saying, I'm not a huge fan of Zappa, but there's one record called Hot Rats. I don't know if it's been mentioned yet. It's all instrumental. Some of it sounds like music from a TV cop show from the late 60s or early 70s, which I kind of like. But there's one track...
You know what you're doing, though? You're
What?
qualifying it.
Well, I'll qualify.
The guy has 800 albums.
This is
and
the
it's
only
like,
one that I really like.
But I mean, so you're not a fan of him?
Well, not really. I have like.
You think he stinks?
There's like 2 or 3 Frank Zappa records in my collection, and yeah, most of them are pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's good. It has Captain Beefheart on it. You like Beefheart, right?
Yes.
Yeah, listen to the song Willie the Pimp.
But you know what he's doing then?
What?
He's getting Captain Beefheart is doing all the heavy lifting.
Well, I mean, he's the guy that put out Beefheart's records, for a while.
Yeah, but you know what? He was the guy who put him out, but he wasn't Captain Beefheart.
Well, obviously, yeah. But it took
Was he
Frank
out
Zappa
in that?
to bring that sort of thing to the forefront?
Was he out in that hellhole? But I think that the Captain Beefheart records before all the freaky stuff are awesome. But the ones that Frank Zappa would have had no hand in.
Well, I'm not too sure what Zappa's creative input towards things that happened past Mirror Man was, but I mean, yeah, at least like he took the chance. He brought that music to the public, and I'll give him that. I've laughed at his son, Dweezil and Ahmet, when they appear on Conan O'Brien.
I think they're more talented than their father.
I think they are too, because they had some comedy to it.
Did you ever?
It's not just like a guy standing there for 3.5 hours soloing.
Exactly, or like playing Stairway to Heaven.
Backwards.
Exactly,
like
backwards.
Singing into a vacuum cleaner.
With a full horn section.
Yeah, there's no need for that. There never was. But yeah, Zappa's an untimely product of like the 60s and 70s, but there's a few things. I will qualify Hot Rats. That record is pretty good, and I like that song Willie the Pimp, because it does sound like Beefheart, circa Clear Spot.
But
so,
see,
yeah, it's good.
It's all qualified, though.
Well, sure, but if I have to pick one Frank Zappa record, if I have to like go through this necessary evil, it's going to be Hot Rats.
But why a necessary evil? Why not just ignore the man entirely?
I don't know. I've had some good times with that record. If I didn't know who Frank Zappa was, I think it was pretty good.
You had some good times with the record. What do you have, a dance party?
Well, I don't know. It was like back in college, sitting around the dorm room with some fellas, rapping.
With the fellas. What were you doing with the fellas? Getting ready to all cram into a phone booth or something? With the fellas.
We're putting on rap.
You're gonna go do some flagpole sitting?
Yeah,
with the fellas.
Exactly.
Goldfish eating contests?
Yeah, we're actually getting ready to like dunk Manny Theiner's head into a toilet.
Hey, I will not stand for any. This is a Manny Theiner free zone. Pro or
it's not a Manny Theiner safe zone though.
It's not a safe zone. I just don't want any mention of Manny Thiner any which way. Anyway, look at you. You grew up worshiping the Iron City House Rockers.
Donnie Iris, buddy.
Donnie
Iris.
Was he Pittsburgh?
Donnie Iris?
Well, I remember him. Was he Pittsburgh though?
Oh yes.
See, I didn't know he was Pittsburgh.
He's the poor man's Billy Squire, Tom.
I always thought of him as like the poor man's, like the poor man's version of a poor man. He's like the homeless man's Billy Squire. He's not like
Donnie
a poor
Iris, like, it's amazing.
He's not even like Billy Squire. He's like some new wave twerp.
He's still playing in Pittsburgh. He plays at this club called Nick's Fat City, and he doesn't have a band. It's him and a sequencer and a drum machine.
Well,
he plays his old singles.
That is something that no one wants that.
No, but he'll fill the club. It's funny because people, they don't forget Donnie.
Well,
they haven't.
More power to him. I'm not going to bash him. More power to him.
Come on, he's a local legend. He was in the Jaggers. You remember the Jaggers? They did.
Of course I do. Yes.
Yeah, good song.
I didn't know he was on that.
Yeah, way back in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice work.
Exactly.
So right there, Donnie Iris has done more quality music than Frank Zappa with that song, The Rapper.
Fat Jam. You can't knock it.
That's an awesome record. I like that record a lot. I think Donnie Iris. I would put forth that Donnie Iris has served mankind more than Frank Zappa.
Oh, here's another good thing that Frank Zappa did. He was in an episode of The Monkees that was really funny, and he was also in Head.
He was in Head for literally, he was in Head for 1 second.
Mike Nesmith was impersonating Frank Zappa, and his big fake nose came
in that Monkees episode. I know that.
That was amazing.
That was awesome. And you know what, though?
Yeah.
The Monkees were better than Frank Zappa also. I would put any Monkees album against any Frank Zappa album any day of the week. And the Monkees album... What's that?
I'll have to agree with you there.
Oh, the Monkees albums would thump the Zappa albums. I'd even put Changes up against any Zappa album. Or even Pool It. I might even put Pool It up against any Frank Zappa album.
I don't know about that. I think
I might even put Just Us up against.
Come on, there's not even any Mike Nesmith on that one, right?
On Pool It?
On Just Us, right?
Just Us is all four of them, my friend.
Yeah, but Pool It's the 3.
Pool It's the 3.
I remember when that happened.
Pool It.
It's a sad time for rock. But
what do you mean?
You're right.
That song, Heart and Soul? You don't remember that song?
I saw the Monkees on the Pool It tour in an amphitheater.
So did I.
In a state park.
They were awesome.
They were okay.
Did Weird Al open?
No, I can't remember who opened.
When I saw them, Weird Al opened.
It might have been Up With People, actually.
Up With People? Really?
Yeah. It was a big summertime jam. I think it might have been sponsored by a church.
That's just depressing.
Yeah, well, it's not as depressing as Frank Zappa.
Thank you very much. Do you think that the powers that be at the station here would be mad if I threw every one of these Frank Zappa CDs into the garbage?
Well, if you saved Hot Rats somewhere, if you just overlooked it, I don't think I would mind so much. But, yeah, I think Ken would get mad. I think Brian would get mad.
I'm going to look to see if someone from the station can check in to give me the green light to throw all of these Frank Zappa CDs in the garbage.
What do you think the Cosmic Cowboy would say about that?
He likes Frank Zappa, but the Cosmic Cowboy is busy licking his wounds because I thumped him today in foosball 3 games.
You put on the daddy pants, huh?
That's right.
Oh, excellent.
All right.
He was running scared.
Well, thank you for calling, and everybody, listen to All Fructose, No Way, every Monday morning or slash Sunday evening.
Sunday night, yeah.
From 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Reflect on your weekend with me.
Yes.
All right.
Well, good night.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank
you.
Night. FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, there's one, I've never shared the thought about Zappa, but this seems like the perfect moment to share this. I find it, I generally agree with you on him. I thought that, his death, of course it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, look, he seemed actually like a good guy.
Let me finish my
thought.
Oh, yeah.
You go ahead.
He was a very, I liked his his critical anti-authoritarianism leanings and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the big irony, and it's a really deep, kind of funny irony, and that, you know, he did all of these songs making fun of, like, bodily functions and, all this scatological stuff. And isn't it ironic that that's kind of what got him in the end, you know, that if maybe he weren't so neurotically freaky about, you know, his back door, he might have gotten a prostate examination, and that's what killed him.
Well, that is weird. I didn't think about that.
Isn't that bizarre? I mean, believe me, I don't go around saying...
I don't know if the guy didn't have... Who knows if the guy had one or not, though? You can't
You know, how many songs
did
this guy write about that kind of stuff?
Well, it is weird that he's fascinated by it, but you can't assume that he never did have an exam.
He was deeply obsessed with this kind of stuff, and that's what got him.
But who knows if he had an exam? You can't assume.
Well, if he did, he had it too late, that's for sure.
Well, obviously it is.
You know, this is a cosmic irony.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Sure.
Bye. You can't assume that. How dare you? WFMU, you're on the air.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
All right, how are you?
Pretty good. So I heard you, you just mentioned foosball, and last night Scott Williams was talking about foosball. So is Tuesday like foosball day at the station?
There's a lot of foosball here on Tuesday.
Now, is that the foosball table that they brought in for Glenn Jones's thing and it just never went away?
Absolutely.
Wow. Is that that just must be one of the best things about the station?
It is the best thing about the station.
You have the asteroids machine, and that's okay. But I mean, foosball, that's really
the asteroids machine. It is public record here that I have officially conquered the asteroids machine.
Now, what was your high score on that?
You can only go up to, if you roll it over at 100,000.
Yeah.
It will go back to 0.
Oh, so you want to cut it short?
So I've cut it short. I've had it at 99. 820 and 98. I had the high scores just as high as you could get them without going over 100,000.
And then it got unplugged, right?
And then someone unplugged it and erased all my initials. But I know the fact. I'm just not interested in that. But foosball now.
Yeah, because because there's the competition involved, the staring somebody down and the holding the ball and just teasing the other guy with it and then slam. And,
Daddy's got the foosball bug. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'll say is there's teams shaping up around here, right?
Oh, yeah?
There's foosball teams shaping up. And my team is I'm with a guy, Mike, at the station here, who works at the station. He's a great guy. He's my teammate. And we, while we don't win as much as I think we should, I want to say that I think we are the best team. We're not hot shots. There's hot shots around here who just do all this slappy stuff where they spin the ball as fast as they can.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff. You go into a bar and do that stuff, you'll get your lights punched out.
What you mean where you spin the guys all the way around?
Where you're not, but you're just doing it all the time.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
I mean, you're actually supposed to. It's like it would be like if you were watching a soccer game.
Yeah.
And everybody did was bicycle kicks. Even the goalies, everybody's just spinning upside down. But whatever. That's the style. We actually lost today, 2-1 to this other team.
Who's on the other? Is that another team of DJs?
It's Scott.
Okay.
From he's on Monday nights now. And Carlo, the guy who's on 7 Second Delay, the call screener.
You got to watch out for them because Scott, he's wiry.
Uh-huh.
And Carlo, he just seemingly has an endless supply of free time.
That could be true.
He could just be there all day just practicing.
The only thing I will say, one-on-one, though.
Yeah.
Mano a mano. I am the champ. Mano a mano.
Now, are you willing to take people up on that kind of challenge?
Yes, absolutely.
Or is it just already a known fact?
I'd like to issue a challenge if there are any DJs listening tonight who want to meet me after my show to play. The door is always open. I'm here.
Right.
Let's just do it. But I would be willing to set things up with listeners also. So if somebody's interested in that, email me at toms@wfmu.org, and we will set something up. Maybe we'll even play on the air. Wouldn't that be exciting to listen to?
Yeah. It'd be much more exciting than say, I don't know. Well, something that's not as exciting.
Exactly.
Certainly.
That is poetry, what you just said.
And you know what? I think it's nice that they kept the foosball table around because, well, I've been to the station a handful of times, and it's just not like a fun building to be in, really. It seems a little sterile sometimes.
Well, there's work to be done, right? It is a place of business.
Yeah, but you know, like there's like the hall of black velvet paintings, which is kind of intimidating. And,
yes,
you know,
it is. It definitely there's a Teutonic feel.
Yeah.
To the building in some ways.
It's Emperor Ken trying to.
Hey.
Well, I mean it in the nicest way.
Take that back.
Oh, I take it back.
Thank you. What's your name, by the way?
My name is Dave.
Dave?
I wrote you earlier about Petey being not as bad as Tor.
Well, I agree with that. Tor, I've got to say, did you hear when Tor called in?
No, I was really regretting it because, of course, he posted about it on the message board.
All I would say is that the times Tor called in, people did nothing. I got so many emails and so many actual phone calls at home from people complaining about Tor. I'm not sure if he was the worst caller ever or maybe the best because it was completely polarizing.
Now, like, did he talk in like a wacky voice or something?
Yes, he sounded like the guy from Subgenius. Like the guy's like, it's like, well, everybody. So he sounded like that.
Yeah, I think it's a little too easy to like make yourself an Ed Wood fan, just because the movies are so bad that they're good. You know.
I don't know. You know what? If he enjoys it and he's into it, more power to him. It's a hard sell for me right now in the year 2001.
Yeah.
But I do like the movies, though. I just could not dedicate myself to the level that he has dedicated to. But you know what? Whatever floats your boat, let your freak flag fly. Everybody have fun. Just don't hurt each other.
Yeah. Although, well, getting back to Frank Zappa, in a way, well, I mean, like he brought in like all these young musicians and stuff and gave them their start. And one of them was Warren Cucurullo.
Yeah. Oh boy, we should be grateful that we would have been denied missing persons and latter period Duran Duran if it were not for the talents of Warren Cucurullo. Thank you, Frank Zappa, for delivering Warren Cucurullo to the world. We might have been denied his gift.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are lots of Frank Zappa songs that I like. Just on the whole, it's one of those qualifying things that.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm just learning. I'm here to be educated.
Yeah. Well, a nice one is "My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama" off Weasels Ripped My Flesh.
My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama. Wasn't that a? Did Dweezil Zappa cover that?
Maybe. I'm unfortunately not as well versed in Dweezil Zappa as.
I'm more of a Dweezil Zappa fan or an Ahmet Zappa fan right now.
Well, yeah, because Ahmet Zappa, he's on that the Robot Show on TLC.
Exactly. See, yeah. I think. Well, whatever. Yeah. All right. Well, Dave, I want to thank you for calling.
I want to thank you for taking my call. Have a good show.
Great. Well, you have a good night. Thanks.
You too. Bye.
FMU, you're on the air.
Oh, hey. I was a big Frank Zappa fan when I was a kid.
And how long ago was that?
Oh, that was like in the late 70s, early 80s. And he was a big influence on my, on getting me into like, going from like, the, teenager, immature, scatological kind of stuff to getting into stuff like Captain Beefheart and Edgar Varese and, just broadening my horizons, Hot Rats, which is a very jazzy record, opening up to jazz. So, I mean, I don't have a single Zappa album any longer. At one point, I had 30 of them,
Yeah.
But I kind of lose it after a while.
So it took you to a place that was a better place.
Yeah.
It was the gateway.
Yeah, and but also he was he stood for what he believed in terms of like, censorship and...
Oh, he's one of those people that I actually like the idea of Frank Zappa more than I think, but when I actually listen to the practical notion
of... like a Larry Flint of rock music.
Exactly, like the idea of Frank Zappa or or Larry Flint is one thing, but then actually having to like listen to Larry Flint like ramble on, and then and then Frank Zappa have to listen to these 800 albums that he put out that are bad.
Right.
I just can't get into it. This is too late.
Yeah. Well, save yourself. And
I should have been 13.
Yeah, I mean, that's how old are you now?
I'm not 13.
Okay.
But I'm 32.
You're 32.
Yeah,
okay.
so.
Yeah, so it's sort of past your time. I mean, when I was like in my late teens, early 20s, it was like digging around for old Frank Zappa albums in soon to be drying up head shops in South Florida that turned me on to other things like Robert Crumb comics and bongs and
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's as long as you use it as a gateway to better things.
Yeah, and worse things too.
And more things. Wow. Well, I appreciate you calling.
All right, thanks.
Great. Thank you for calling. Bye. By the way, you're listening to WFMU East Orange, WXHD Mount Hope, worldwide on the World Wide Web at WFMU.org. You're on the air.
Hey, how are you?
Doing all right.
Let me ask you, would you rather listen to Frank Zappa or Paul McCartney?
Paul McCartney.
There you go. How about Billy Joel?
Oh, I'd rather listen to Billy Joel any day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we know where we stand then.
I mean, I think Billy Joel is like, at least he's recognized as being completely the worst, and people understand how he's like almost like you can't get any worse than Billy Joel, right?
Yes, I would think so. Yeah.
But Billy Joel to me is it's almost transcendent in how bad it is.
Well, the Frank Zappa period was like the Abbie Hoffman period in this country, and one of the great things about Frank Zappa was that he outraged my parents and their generation. He was part of that group that did that, and he did things. He was almost like a Dada guy. He purposely just did the stupidest things he could possibly think of, and made them work in some perverse way. And for that, I'm always grateful to him.
Well, I appreciate
and Dynamo Hum is a great song.
And what album's that on?
Dynamo Hum might be on Hot Rats, but I'm not sure what.
Well, Hot Rats seems to be the album everybody's sending me to.
It's on the black and white. It's on the black and white album.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called, but Dynamo Hum is definitely a truly great anthem for a lot of people.
Okay. Well, I will.
Right.
I will see if I can find it.
All right.
Great. Well, thank you for calling.
Bye.
All right. Bye. All right, everybody. Why don't we get back to the music, actually? This is the best show on WFMU. We are here until 11. Open phone Tuesday, 201-200-9368. People trying to convert me to Frank Zappa. The email, TOMS, T-O-M-S, at WFMU.org. Here is something from Come on WFMU.
my baby. Gonna go in the early morning. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. Gonna catch that plane. I'm gonna catch that plane. Now it won't be alone. I said, listen to me. It won't be alone. I know it won't be alone, baby. It won't be alone. It won't be alone. It won't be alone.
right. Hey, this is the best show on WFMU. My name is Tom Scharpling, here with you until 11 o'clock tonight. Just another hour and 35 minutes left in the program. We just heard from Mr. Todd Rundgren from the album Runt, the Ballad of Todd Rundgren, Long Flowing Robe. Awesome. Now there's a guy, Todd Rundgren, who, while he did not know how to edit himself in a lot of ways and would perhaps put out more albums than necessary in terms of all his stuff with Utopia and the yearly solo album. Inherently, I can enjoy Todd Rundgren. While I might not enjoy it all, I enjoy enough of it. But Frank Zappa, I don't get it. Daddy don't like. Daddy don't like. Oh, before that, Radio Birdman. Oh, by the way, the Todd Rundgren song goes out to Pete, not the Pete who posts the horrifically unfunny and talentless stories on the message board. Not that Pete, but another Pete. And that goes out to him. Before that, Radio Birdman, another dedication. I send this out to Mike. Love Kills from Radio Birdman. Sub Pop has put out a new collection of Radio Birdman stuff, and I don't know. They should have gone the whole distance, put a second CD, and just got it over with, collected, and just did a comprehensive Radio Birdman issue, rather than something that picks around the catalog. Before that, from the Aftermath album, the Rolling Stones with Going Home. A little longer than the stuff we often play here on the show, but why not? And starting us off, the band Come, from their 7-inch in 1992 on the Matador label, I Got the Blues. And it is Open Phone Tuesday. We were talking about Frank Zappa, but that's not all we have to talk about. I will talk about whatever you want to talk about. 201-200 9368 is the number. The email address, toms@wfmu.org. Your email, as soon as you send it, I see it. I'm staring at the screen right now. Oh, you know what I meant to mention about that Rolling Stones song? The reason I played that, Going Home, is because I was just reading a movie trade website today, and it seems that song has actually been optioned by Nicolas Cage. the song Going Home by the Rolling Stones. And that song will be turned into a movie that he will star in. So that's kind of a unique twist on things, that he's making a movie about a song. Why not? If you can make a movie about a New York Post headline cover story, why not make a movie about a Rolling Stones song? Here's something I was interested in reading to you, and I will. It was from yesterday's New York Post. Courtney Love has stopped the release of a Nirvana song Kurt Cobain recorded just months before his tragic death. A judge granted Love an injunction against the release of You Know You're Right, a major victory in her battle to control the music of this Seattle band. It's the latest development in the ongoing court battle between Love and the two remaining band members, Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic. What? Where's Jason Everman in this? Chad Channing doesn't get any say? Come on. They were there. They're fighting for control of the studio recording of the song and a 45-track box set commemorating the 10th anniversary of Nirvana's groundbreaking Nevermind album. The phone is ringing. Let's see if somebody has something to add about this. WFMU, you're on the air.
I'm on the air?
Yes.
I love WFMU.
Great.
I love you and your show. I'm on the West Side Highway right now, heading home.
Where's your home?
Inwood, Manhattan.
So where are you coming from?
I'm coming from like in the 20s, Manhattan in the 20s. We're taking a cab up to Inwood.
Very nice. And what
very nice. Thank you.
What are you doing for the 4th of July week?
The 4th of July, I'm going to my sister's house. We're going to have a little barbecue. Her neighbor is a chef, and he's actually going to grill up some fantastic goodness.
Really?
That's what he's going to do. He's going to make some sort of grilling fantasy. It's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited. I don't have to bring anything, maybe a beer or two.
Am I right in assuming that the 4th of July celebration seems to have started already?
Oh, my God, yes. You're right.
With you?
It has started. It started about 3 o'clock today. I was out of work early. And
now, what do you do for a living?
I manufacture compact discs.
Really?
Yes.
You actually do the physical manufacturing of them? Who do you do this for?
No, the actual physical manufacturing happens in a plant in Pennsylvania, but the giant corpo mongolation running the show is in New York, and now it's in New York and Virginia because it's AOL Time Warner. AOL Time Warner runs the world. All bow down.
So what company do you work for?
The Warner Music Group.
Okay.
We're talking Atlantic, Elektra, Warner Brothers, and all under the spell.
Okay, and what? So you work in what division up at Warner's?
I talk to the plant. I talk to the labels. They say we want this to go out next week. I talk to the plant. They say this goes out next week. I'm an intermediary. Do
you get all kinds of free stuff?
I'm at the point where I don't want any more free stuff. I can't fit any more free stuff into my apartment.
Send it to me.
Well, we do. Honestly, we do.
No, to me.
No, it's at the station already.
Me.
No.
Me.
No.
Why not?
It's there. Brian Turner is a friend.
Yes, he's a great guy. But what about me?
I know.
What about me?
You don't want it. You
I
don't
want it.
No.
What name the what are you pressing right now?
What?
What are you pressing right now?
I'm pressing 9 things right now that you don't want.
Well, name one of them.
I don't even know.
Come on.
I don't even look at anything. No, the most horrid thing I'm pressing right now is like some sort of Curb Records.
My Curb.
Timmy Ray Vaughan.
I want that.
Tim McGraw. No, you
I
don't
want that.
No, you don't want.
You know why I
Tim
want
McGraw.
it? You know why I want it? Because it's free. You got to set me up. Set me up. What's your name?
No.
What's your name?
You don't want it.
What's
You
your
don't
name?
have
What's
the
your name?
free-
What's
No,
your name? What's your name?
My name.
What's your name?
My name is Petey.
Petey? No, what's your name, really?
Petey.
Pete, that's not your real name. What's your
Yes,
name?
it is.
Ken, that's not your name. No.
Andy.
No, stop it.
Andy
Ken
Breckman.
and
It's Andy Breckman.
No, this is not Andy Breckman. I know he
Yes,
doesn't
it
work
is.
at Warner Brothers.
No, it is.
No,
I'm
what?
Andy Breckman.
Get off my phone. I've had enough with you, you drunk. You filthy alcoholic. Off my phone. How dare you flaunt your drunk ways over the air. And you interrupted this Nirvana story I was reading. So anyway, Courtney Love just blocked this song from going on the Nirvana box set, which will commemorate the Nevermind album. You Know You're Right, recorded in January '94, is regarded by fans as one of the great unreleased gems of Nirvana, and it could be a smash hit. The song is part of a contractual battle over Nirvana's music. Love, who was Cobain's widow, I think the word there, not widow, murderess is the right word for that. Love, who was Cobain's murderess, and the surviving band members formed a partnership 3 years after Cobain died. But in court filings, Love says she was distraught, quote unquote, when she signed the agreement, which split proceeds from the band's assets equally among the three. And I assume she was distraught because she was so busy plotting the death of Il Duce, who had to kill Kurt Cobain. Court documents filed on behalf of Love now downplay the contribution Grohl and Novoselic made to Nirvana. Hey, how about the contribution that Kurt Cobain made to Hole? Did anybody hear that first Hole album? That horror show? Ugh. And then all of a sudden she hooks up with him, and then she's writing real songs all of a sudden. And then she has him killed because he was going to break up with her. So then now she gets Billy Corgan to write the songs for her, and then Billy Corgan bashes her in the press. Now, I'm not saying that she's not talented. I mean, she is. She has certain talents, like in orchestrating a murder, where she's very talented at that, at hiring a hitman and covering up a murder, making it look like a suicide. She's very talented at that, but when it comes to music, not so talented. Hold on. The phone number, by the way, 201-200-9368. Email Thomas, T-O-M-S, at WFMU.org. There's something else I had to read here. Oh, yeah, it's great to see that Sylvester Stallone is contemplating bringing Rocky to Broadway. Now, this columnist, Neil Travis, for the Post, says that because of all the hits on Broadway that were movies, which I don't understand why he lists the producers amongst them, which is something we've already cleared up, that the producers will be a movie, but is a play right now. But things like The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, The Full Monty, an upcoming version of Moulin Rouge on Broadway, which I will be at every night. I will not miss one show of Moulin Rouge on Broadway. I will spend the $100 a night to stay in the theater. I will be at the Wednesday matinee. I shan't miss one showing. But anyway, Stallone, Neil Travis says, the way I hear it, Stallone himself will not be on stage. Boy, what a loss. He's still one of Hollywood's top box office draws and could not commit himself to a long Broadway run. The starring role will be fought over by actors from both coasts. I mean, why couldn't Sylvester Stallone commit to being on Broadway every night? Maybe it's because if he was on a Broadway stage, everybody would realize that he's 4'8". That they can't shoot around the fact that he's, for all intents and purposes, a midget. Or maybe he won't be able to box wearing lifts. And he's making so many successful movies like Driven, which people are flocking to. Flocking from, I'm sorry. Neil Travis weighs in, though, on who he thinks the first. He thinks the main candidate should be. He says my early pick, and he qualifies this if he can bulk up, would be Luke Perry, now on Broadway in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Luke has endeared himself to tough New York audiences and has demonstrated a fine singing voice as well. And to this I say congratulations, Luke Perry's publicist, for getting that in the paper. And congratulations, Neil Travis, on that free meal that was bought for you by Luke Perry's publicist. There was one other thing I wanted to read in the paper. No, let's find it. Oh, it's fast. I could read from the paper. I could just take any story and... Oh, I could turn it into something that's not exciting. Where was it? I'm not finding it. I'm not going to bore you like this. I can't find what I was looking for in the paper. So I will not do that. I will say, though, it is Open Phone Tuesday. 201-200-9368 is the phone number. To get in on the action, all you have to do is dial your phone. The email address, thomas@wfmu.org. My producer Glenn is giving me the music sign, so I am going to get back to the music. And I'm going to send this record out to you, Glenn. The Mooney... Oh, hold on. FMU, you're on the air.
Let me turn my radio down. Hello. Hi, Tom. It's Chris. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. I'm trying to think of things to do for the 4th of July. I have absolutely nothing in mind. I'm house sitting in Manhattan.
Okay.
You know, and the only thing I came up with was going to the east side to look at the fireworks. But, you know, there's a whole day ahead of me, a whole holiday. And literally nothing is coming to my mind except maybe going to see AI.
Sounds like as good a way to spend it as any. Go to the movies. It's nice and cold in the movie theater.
Yeah, I have air conditioning here, so that's really not a problem. And I did go to the movies the other night. I saw Sexy Beast.
And you like that?
I liked it a great deal.
Everybody likes Sexy Beast.
It's a very simple story. There's not much of a story going on, you know?
I don't want to know anything about it.
I'm not going to give anything away. I mean, you know, if you've read any reviews, you know the plot.
I haven't read any reviews, actually. I stay away. When I know I'm going to see a movie, I don't read anything about it.
Ben Kingsley is really great.
I heard he's
astounding. Be prepared to lose a half of the dialogue because it's such a thick Cockney thing going on. You can't understand half of what they're saying.
So you just have to try to hold on.
Yeah. You just have to go with the flow, as they say.
So what do you have planned for your show this week, Chris?
I don't have any plans, to be honest with you. I don't really know what my show is going to be like this week. I may not know until minutes before airtime.
I'm sure you have. Do you have anything? Is there anything in the running for your show? Any topic?
It's too late to do fireworks safety because, of course, it's after the 4th, so we really can't get into fireworks safety.
That's true.
I'm trying to think of what happened around July 7th that might be worth talking about. Then there's always the my horrid personal life, which people seem to really enjoy.
People like when you open up.
Yeah,
and they,
I don't like it anymore, but people do.
Does it hurt sometimes when you have to actually expose yourself like that?
I don't know if hurt is the right word. It just is. It's a little humiliating. It's like engaging in self-debasement for people's entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And how much of that can you really do?
For free, especially.
For free, especially. I mean, I don't mind if I was writing and I was selling the writing.
Yeah.
Then you're getting paid for the self-debasement.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not like you're making the big bucks by punching yourself.
That's right. And I only do it if people are going to join in. I mean, if people want to call and also talk about their hard personal lives, it's fine. But I had a guy come up to me on Saturday and say, "You should talk about the unions more. I love when you talk about unions." You know, so maybe I'll do an all-union show on Saturday. A salute to the working man. Who the hell knows? Very often I have to go through the week and pick up clues as the week wears on. And, I also want to talk about that woman in Texas that drowned her 5 children. I noticed they all had biblical names.
Yeah, that's like that's like a downer topic.
But it's such an easy talk show to do. I mean, this is the thing. When you do a talk show, there's so many things that you can just... The minute you started talking about it, the phones would go crazy. The minute you start talking about a mother drowning 5 kids, that everybody's got an opinion on that. Everybody wants to call.
Everybody probably has a similar opinion on it.
No, I've seen a real diversity of opinions on this. People saying she should be killed, she should face the death penalty. Other people saying she's obviously not in her right mind. What mother would do that? She should spend the rest of her life in jail.
But you're not going to get many people who go, kudos to her for killing her children.
This is a weird thing because I tell you, down through the ages, there's been lots of, what do they call it? It's not when a mother kills her children or a father kills her children.
Matricide.
Well, I thought matricide was when you kill your mother. Or is it when you kill your mattress? It's one of those.
Boy.
But this is a phenomenon that goes on. Very often parents kill their children. Parents, all the way back to Shakespeare, right? There's plenty of parents.
But the stuff with Shakespeare was It was written.
I know, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, you
I
mean
mean,
just it was in the Times?
It's a phenomenon
okay.
that's been known about. Like back to the Bible, we'll go back even further. How many parents in the Bible were killing their children?
And the thing with the Bible, that was written also.
I know that was written, but if you're talking about apocryphal stories that were set down at some point, and it is a documented thing. Parents kill their kids.
What does apocryphal mean?
Apocryphal means a story that's gone around so often that it takes on the sense of of myth. Let's say it's not mythic, but it's like a story that you've heard so often that it's got some basis and truth to it.
So, like the alligator in the New York subway, in the New York toilet system.
That could be said to be apocryphal.
Okay.
So, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, I would like to talk about this, mate, but how many people are going to join a discussion about parents killing their children? How many parents are going to admit to the murderous impulses that lead you to do such a thing?
Well, all you need is one, and then you're off to the races.
Yeah. So I just have to face a more immediate problem, which is what to do with this great big day off I have tomorrow. Because literally I got 24 hours staring me in the face, and I'll be damned if I know.
What time do you wake up?
Whatever time I want. I don't have to be anywhere tomorrow.
Realistically, what time will you wake up tomorrow?
It depends if I go to a midnight movie tonight. I was going to go see AI at midnight. So if I do that, I probably wouldn't wake up till noon.
So you wake up at noon.
Yeah.
Half the day's over already.
That's right.
You're in the home stretch. You're at the point of no return at that point.
You got 9 hours till fireworks.
Exactly. So you have 9 hours to fill. So you eat something, right?
Right. That kills a couple of hours.
Yeah, right there. You plan. You get ready. You wash up. You go. You eat.
I see what you're saying.
It's 2 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
You take a leisurely stroll. Maybe you look at a bookstore or something. It's 3 o'clock now.
Yeah.
You go home.
What about any number of the free concerts that are going on around town?
I don't know anything about those.
I know Emmylou Harris is playing down at the Battery Park there.
You would have to pay me to see Emmylou Harris.
Well, it's free, so...
Mm-hmm. Emmylou Harris would actually have to pay me $70.
Really?
To show up and watch her, yes.
To go see her?
It's because country music
is
tied with doo-wop as the worst music ever.
I thought... See, I would always assume that you would think Dixieland jazz would be tied with doo-wop.
Dixieland jazz doesn't get the respect, though, that country music gets.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Are we talking about alt country or?
Well, that's the true evil. That music.
Really?
Yeah. Bands like Whiskey Town. Have you ever heard groups like that?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, they're guys who discovered country music through replacements albums.
I can't take the fake twang anymore. I hear too many bands where guys are singing with a fake twang or. They're putting it on,
Yeah, it's all completely for like 10 years ago they would have been in a band that sounded like Nirvana.
Okay.
And they would that would have been there. They would have just jumped on that point. They probably were in a band that sounded like Nirvana. It's no different than the guy in Motley Crue was in an Eagles type band. The one the old creepy wizard looking guy.
Yeah. The drummer?
No, the guitar player, Nick Mars.
Nick Mars. Okay.
Yeah, Mick Mars was in a.
He's actually 64.
Yes, he is. He looks like the guy who hosted that show Tales from the Crypt on HBO. He actually looks like the
Crypt Keeper.
Yes, the Crypt Keeper.
Uh-huh.
So, but anyway, everybody, I'm going to command my audience. Tune in on this Friday. Tune in at 3 p.m. and listen to the Cherry Blossom Clinic.
It's a 1-2 punch. Cherry Blossom Clinic at 3, and then Aerial View at 6.
That's right, Aerial View at 6, and then you go into downtown Soulville.
It might be the best lineup on FMU in terms of your sheer, just continuing entertainment. Really, no weak spots. You know what I mean?
In terms of sheer star power, also.
Yeah.
It's literally.
It's a triumvirate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I will end this call on a triumphant note.
And I'll take a look at the papers and try to figure out what to do tomorrow.
And if if you need help, how can people email you with advice for what to do tomorrow?
CHRIST at WFMU.org, and especially if you've seen AI, I want to know what people actually think about it as opposed to reviewers.
So email him. Let him know. All right, well, thanks for calling, Chris.
Thanks, Tom. Have a safe and happy 4th of July. Remember, light fuse and run away.
Okay.
right,
I definitely thanks. This is WFMU. The phone number 201-200-9368. FMU, you're on the air.
Hi, I hope Chris is still listening because it's very important that he doesn't go to see AI.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's probably worse than Moulin Rouge.
The Moulin Rouge isn't bad, though.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, and I have to say that my girlfriend is going to make me see it, and it's your fault.
I think you'll like it.
I would be surprised.
I ended up loving Moulin Rouge in the end.
Yeah, well, that's the whole, loving things you hate experience.
No, I think I truly love the movie now.
Well, you're doing them a great service by promoting it as effectively as you have so far.
Everybody, 20th Century Fox and Tom Scharpling recommend you go see Moulin Rouge in theaters now.
But not AI. It's not even so bad it's good. It's just bad.
Is it boring?
It's boring. It's preachy. It's long. It's not quote-unquote visually exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the gall to dedicate it to Stanley Kubrick. The very last frame of the film after the credits just says, "For Stanley Kubrick," which is,
Well, I mean, the idea started with Stanley Kubrick.
Mm-hmm.
And then they supposedly went back and forth, faxing each other stuff.
And then you try and picture Stanley Kubrick watching a screening of Amistad and going, "I want to work with this man."
But then again, did you like Eyes Wide Shut?
No, Eyes Wide Shut was a disappointment.
I mean, it's like, what would Stanley Kubrick have done with AI? He would have been like 75. I mean, do you want movies made by 75-year-olds? How many 75-year-olds do you turn to for your entertainment?
You haven't seen AI yet, though.
Well, I'm not saying that has not. I'm saying
You're going to be genuinely angry.
you think that I didn't see it yet. I will see it this week.
If Stanley had directed it from the grave, it could not have been worse.
It's that bad.
It was breathtaking. It took hours to recover from it.
Because I actually think Eyes Wide Shut was as lame and ineffective a movie as I've seen in the last 10 years.
Well, what effect did you think was intended?
Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously had his point trying to do this whole trying to show all of Tom Cruise's his misadventure.
Right. But I think you were supposed to hate Tom and Nicole, and I think that you did. So I'm not sure it was ineffective. It was boring. I think it worked on some level.
First of all, it was you're going to put in that whole thing where it's like he goes back to the place and he's like trying to solve this mystery.
Yeah.
And it's like, so now they play with like the conventions of like a thriller. And you actually think that a story is going to actually show up. And it's like, don't come back here again. And then that just kind of limps out of the way.
And they go to F.A. Schwartz.
Yeah. It's you know what it is? It's a guy who's I mean, I think Stanley Kubrick, I like Stanley Kubrick. I don't worship Stanley Kubrick like a lot of people do, though.
That's fair.
I don't, I mean, a lot of people think that they deny that his movies are cold, and that he's detached from telling stories from a human perspective.
This may be the case.
And I wholeheartedly believe that he is was a technician, more than a storyteller.
Well,
hey, guess what? This is WFMU East Orange, WXHD Mount Hope, worldwide on the World Wide Web at WFMU.org. I just had to say that.
It's the hour.
Yes.
Yeah. If you imagine then taking a project that was designed by a cold, misanthropic, angry person about, a deformed future society and a technology gone terribly awry, and then you just paste on 6 or 7 layers of E.T. on top of that. Smarm and kitsch and cuddles.
Well, that was my whole... I thought it would just be like the coldest man teaming up with the guy who can't not be loved.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost is this. It's this weird cocktail that no one wants.
No one at all. No. Although David Denby in The New Yorker.
He liked it?
He had lots of praise, but it was all for Steve. He thought that all the problems in the film were Stanley's. From Beyond the Grave. He'd ruined it.
And I saw The Fast and the Furious.
Did you?
Yes.
That's a race car movie.
Yeah, it's
one of a few right now.
It's a street racing movie. And I'm not sure if that's better than AI, but I will let you know next week.
Root canals are a more pleasant experience than sitting through AI.
Really? You really hated it that much?
I was livid. I was hopping with up and down.
What's the last movie that annoyed you that much?
I saw Hollow Man last year.
The one with the invisible rapist.
Yeah, the Kevin Bacon vehicle directed by the crazy guy.
You know that movie was actually originally called Kevin Bacon, Invisible Rapist, brought to you by Paul Verhoeven.
Perhaps if they'd kept the title, I would have been smart enough to stay away. But I've liked Paul Verhoeven before, and I went in with some genuine hopes, and it was a very bad experience, but it was better than AI.
Okay, that was better than AI.
That was better than AI. It's like you say, when some band that everyone knows stinks, you just sort of shrug your shoulders.
Like NRBQ?
Sure, yeah, or U2. But then when somebody's incredibly overrated,
like Frank
NRBQ,
Zappa,
then you get angry because you don't know what these people are talking about and they're wasting your time.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like
AI is supposed to be this,
like the Sun City Girls, right?
Sure.
Like them, like the Sun City Girls, a band that really stinks, but everybody is just
gaga.
They pretend that they like their records because they're $50 a piece.
Or the sensitive Emmylou Harris.
Yes.
The heartwarming personal songs of Emmylou Harris.
Yes, that is true.
You'll see it and you'll be angry, and I'll be vindicated.
I will see it. All right, I have to see it though.
Yeah.
That's the problem with these things. You have to see them to have an opinion.
You're throwing away 3 hours of your life.
It 3 hours? It's not 3 hours long.
It pushes 3. It feels really long. It's got epilogue after epilogue. It drags on with, false closure. And lots of pastiche Kubrick stuff is thrown in. You get all these visual elements from 2001 and from other things, a little bit of Shining, and sort of thrown on.
Now, how do you feel about The Shining?
The Shining's a great movie.
See, I'm not that wild about The Shining.
I think saw The Shining when it came out in the reprint, a year or two ago.
I think The Shining's kind of lame, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't agree. I didn't see the Stephen King approved made-for-TV version.
I didn't see that either.
I can't compare them. That's the one Steve liked. But I think it's a good horror movie.
But when has Stephen King ever been
right about anything?
The arbiter of anything?
Yeah.
Other than just making money.
He's a rich man.
But I think The Shining is actually. I'm shocked at how unscary it is for me.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't scare me one teeny tiny bit.
Did you see it when it came out?
No, I did not see it. I mean, I was too young to see it then.
Yeah, I saw it and I was pretty young, and it scared the bejesus out of me. And maybe if I hadn't seen it until I was jaded and older, it would have been different. Because I think it's got so much '70s feel that it can be distracting.
Mm-hmm.
Shelley Duvall.
Now, how about Rosemary's Baby? Is that scary to you?
I didn't see that until I was an adult, and I don't know that I was actually scared by it. It's pretty. I like Polanski, and I think it's a good movie. I think that Ruth Gordon can be awfully creepy.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I actually felt my heart race.
You didn't feel like nauseated from it? I felt nauseated.
Well, that's just Mia Farrow syndrome, isn't it?
No, stop it. Mia Farrow's a great woman. How dare you? How dare you besmirch her?
How dare you this evening?
What's that?
How dare you has been your theme this evening.
I think "How dare you" is going to be my catchphrase. It's going to be the catchphrase of this show. How dare you? You think so? You think it'll take me to the top?
I think so. I think it's going to put Cowabunga and Doe in their place.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
How dare you say that this is going to take me to the top? Get off my phone. That's how I end calls now. Well, thank you for calling, though. I didn't mean to end on such a rude note. Oh, another phone. 201-200-9368 is the number. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi, I'm on the air.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you were mentioning Rocky's going to maybe go to Broadway. Is it going to be a musical?
I think it will be a musical.
Wow. Is he going to sing in the same kind of voice that Stallone talks in, like, you know what I mean? Like that
You mean like that real punch-drunk kind of...
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be that extreme, but it's... I would assume that he'd have to have some kind of affectation.
And like the chicken, like on, you remember he chases the chicken? How are they going to do that? You know what I mean? Like, remember in the movie Chase the Chicken?
No, I actually don't. In the first movie?
In the first movie, remember his trainer, what was his
Mickey.
name? Mickey. Remember he was slow and he said, you have to go the old-fashioned way. You have to chase the chicken, and if you catch it, that means you know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, how are they going to get a chicken on? You know what I mean? I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know how they would do that. I guess they have to figure that out before they hit the Great White Way.
Yeah.
Before they step on the boards.
Yeah.
And do their thing.
Yeah, and then, like Stallone's short too.
Yeah, he's very short.
You shouldn't say the word midget though. I think you should say short people. I think.
Okay, short. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what the proper terminology is.
Or I guess it's vertically challenged.
No, now you're just being a wise guy.
No, seriously, you shouldn't make
vertically challenged.
Midget is kind of like derogatory, don't you think? It's like saying dwarf or something.
I'm sure it is. I apologize for having said it.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. I mean, I'm not short, but maybe there's short listeners, midget listeners.
You think that they would be upset by it? Now, that's kind of offensive the way you just said that, though.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just repeating what you said. But they might start calling up and stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They might not admit they are, but...
Well, if they do hear this, I apologize to anybody who I may have offended.
Okay. But the Rocky thing I'll go see it. I think I'm going to see it.
You'll see it as a play?
Yeah, I think so. It might be interesting.
I guess it would be interesting. Might not be good.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they're going to have the ring set up on the stage. That's going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that should be, I think they should remake Rocky 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one with that guy in it, right?
With Tommy Morrison.
Yeah, the guy who, he was a real boxer, and he got beat up by, Tyson or something.
Yeah, exactly. He was John Wayne's,
his great nephew or something.
Or something like that. Yeah, because John Wayne's name is Marion Morrison.
Morrison, right?
Yeah. That's his real name.
Oh.
So, well, thank you for calling, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, and let me know how Rocky the play is.
If it ever gets to that, I will definitely see it, and I will definitely let you know my opinion.
I'm waiting.
Okay, sir.
All right,
thank you. Have a good holiday.
You too.
Bye.
FMU, you're on the air.
I'm on the air?
Yes, you are.
Hey, Tom. Good show tonight.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was walking down the street here in Jersey City, and I found kind of like an interesting newspaper clipping from 1964 about one of my neighbors.
Okay.
And I just wanted to read it to me. You can, make me stop whenever you want. It's not too long.
Okay.
Okay. But it's a damage award to Jersey City man curtailed. Trenton. A state appeals court yesterday lopped $17,500 from the $47,500 damage award to a Jersey City man who was run over by a car while picnicking and failed. The injured man, Zenon E. Davdowski, and I'm not going to read off the address.
Okay.
But it's here in town, was given the option of accepting a court-reduced award or getting a new trial. Davdowski's legs were run over August 16, 1964, while he was resting on a picnic blanket on recreation grounds in Somerville, operated by the Polish Falcons American. The driver, Stephen Muzaka of Wallington, was backing up his car and said he didn't see Davdowski. Okay?
Okay.
Now, just imagine this poor guy, though. He's just, sitting there, picnicking, and a car, runs over, and runs his legs over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But,
do you know this guy?
Yeah, I know him. But the interesting thing is, though, so I read this article, and then I talk to another neighbor, a real old-timer from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And what happened? And it turns out that during this festival, everyone just, drinks, Polish beer and stuff. And everyone was like totally like hammered during the festival, and that's like what happened. But I heard about like 2 or 3 different versions of what happened, and others were like conflicting. But from 1964 though.
Really? So they're still thinking about that.
Well, they haven't thought about it for a while, but I found like 2 copies of this clipping because they put like it was kind of like on the sidewalk, like a box with some like old like letters in it and stuff.
Really? What else was in that box? What kind of?
Well, there was a bunch of like funeral receipts for his like wife. So that wasn't too nice. They put that in the trash like right away. For like flowers and stuff. Going back from like 64 to like the 70s. There's also a photograph of like the homeliest woman that I ever saw. I can scan it and fax to you, like holding a little baby with like a little kid like in the background.
Why don't you do that? Can you send it to my email?
Sure. Yeah, I'll email it to you.
Okay.
And there's also a little compass and a magnifying glass and like other sort of things and notes and like receipts for like thread and.
Now, do you do this a lot? Do you look through trash?
Well, sometimes. Well, yeah, I have a friend that lived like on 5th Street in the city. And every once in a while, in these rent-controlled apartments, when someone passed away, they would just take like all their belongings and they'd just like wind up like in the street. It's like really sad because there were like elderly people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my friend Dave like found some like amazing things, like letters, like stacks of like letters, written like one end from like 20 years or so, and artwork and amazing. But I didn't find anything like so interesting as that.
What's the best thing you've ever found?
Yeah. Let's see. Probably.
Don't say this letter. Don't whatever. Don't say this.
Well, this photograph I'll show you is one of the best things I found, but I don't do this like habitually though.
You're not like the guy who went through Bob Dylan's garbage.
No. This is like in my path, and I just like looked down, and it was like I found it because it was like in a nice like wood box that I took home.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Email.
Yeah, I want to ask you some questions about. I just want to name some films like real quick, see what you think of them. Okay. Yeah. The Ice Storm.
I never saw the Ice Storm. I have it on video. I have it on videotape. I always put it off because it always seems like homework.
Yeah. Okay. Drugstore Cowboy.
I like Drugstore Cowboy.
Yeah, he went downhill after that, huh?
Yeah.
Every film got progressively worse. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So. Okay.
All right.
Right.
Great. Well, thanks for calling.
Thanks.
FMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, Tom. Augie Richards.
Who's that?
Who's that? I think we spoke at length last week.
Wait a minute. You're the guy with that, the restaurant.
Yeah.
And
I used to own this this restaurant called Ye Old Burger Barn. Yeah.
You used to own it?
Yep. Up until yesterday I did.
And what happened?
In a nutshell, you got me shut down.
How did I get you shut down? That just sounds... that's unfair.
Let me recap, okay?
First of all, I know nothing about your business beyond the conversation. I do remember about you is that you're a crook. You charge like $35 for a hamburger.
Look, we could hem and haw about that all night, okay? Okay. Well, what's the use now? I mean, the restaurant's gone, thanks to you.
Okay.
Well, I had fire marshals in here 2 days ago because someone tipped them off. Someone, I guess, heard us talking last week, and you kept talking about people getting hurt and stuff, and I think some people actually called in and said that they were hurt, which is in dispute. I can't help it if people get so close to the Batter Butler that they get burnt.
But you most certainly can help it. First of all, let me just recap for anybody who missed last week. The guy who's on the phone right now owns a restaurant. Where was it again? In Newbridge?
Yes.
Right?
On Route 4.
What was it? Is it near Muffler Row?
It's on Muffler Row.
It's on Muffler Row. It's Ye Old Burger Barn is a place, and
let me just say that the place has been in my family for 160 years. Until now.
And now you Well, and then you converted the place when you took it over. It was like a few months ago. You took over this restaurant from your father. I don't know from whatever.
It was called the Newbridge Tavern. For years.
And you took it over and then
tried to soup it up, basically.
Promptly installed something that is called, what was it called? The Batter Butler.
The Batter Butler.
But it's like a death contraption.
No, it's not. It's a 15-foot long pool of golden oil.
And people, they battered their food.
They batter their food with a specialty batter, the flavor of their choice, rye, chocolate, or lemon, and three kinds of batter, three viscosities, if you will, light, heavy, and the bomb.
And I guess the whole thing is that you were running this place and letting people operate this machine themselves, which is just you should be shut down for that.
Like I told you, and like I told the fire marshals, there's a sign up there that everybody can read that says, "Dunk at your own risk." Okay, yeah. I can't help it if people jump over the thing or extend their arm way over the bar, and get splashed. That's not my fault.
And they burn themselves. Yeah, I think
so they say. Oh, and thanks a lot. Now, I've got 18 people suing me.
Well, the only thing I regret is that I think the list probably should be longer.
Oh, really? Well, I hope you understand that when you get the papers I'm serving you.
Well, what are you going to serve me?
You are essentially depriving me of earning a living.
Well, how did I deprive you? You called my show last week.
Right.
To promote your restaurant for free.
No. Okay, well, partly. But if you'll recall, we also were doing you a favor by having your show blasted through our restaurant every Tuesday night.
That's a bully for you that you did that, but I never asked you to do it.
I was doing you a favor.
You weren't doing me any kind of favor by having my show playing it. That's good for you.
Yeah, some payback.
Wait, we had no deal.
You know what the worst part is?
What's that?
I got to be out of there by Monday. But that thing, the Batter Butler takes 15 guys and 10 days just to shut down.
Why does it take so long?
Well, because that Zelftar 143 is so volatile that it has to cool down for 10 days. Before the team of 15 can actually turn it off and disassemble it.
Well,
I'm not even sure how to disassemble it.
That's not my fault. This is all you're doing. You run an unsafe business.
It's not unsafe.
Well, we got phones coming in here. I'm going to take a call. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi, I've been to the Burger Barn for about the last 25 years.
When it was a bar? Before it turned into this?
The entire time. My father went there. My grandfather went there. Yep. I went there. Everyone, when it was their birthday, we went there. Yep. We had a dinner there. And your show comes along and throws some kind of weird aspersion toward the restaurant that it's unsafe and it's shut down. I have 40 years of people celebrating birthdays, anniversaries.
But you were not there. They only installed this batter thing like how long ago? 4 months ago, or something like that?
Yeah.
So so you ate there when it was like a restaurant or a tavern.
I've been there for many, many years.
And how do you feel about this when they installed this thing a few months ago that basically you fried your food in?
Fantastic. It's wonderful.
Thank you. It is fantastic. It is wonderful.
Now, do you live in Newbridge, caller?
Yes, I do. I am a Newbridge resident. Taxpayer.
Yep.
Proud member of the community. My children are in the Newbridge Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. We have soccer team. We're a pinnacle of Newbridge.
Well, I guess that's one for Newbridge, but
I think that's just the tip of the iceberg. Jerk.
Oh, jerk.
Yep.
I'm a jerk.
Thank you, caller. I do appreciate you.
He hung up.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Hey, well, I want to tell that guy, and I want to tell you and all the other people out there to not worry, okay? Because I'm going to be unveiling the new Battermobile in about 2 weeks.
The what?
The Battermobile.
And what is that?
Well, I'll tell you. It's a Dodge Caravan that I've gutted and turned into a mobile kitchen.
Uh-huh.
I bought one of the small Batter Butlers and installed it in there.
So you're going to drive around and do what?
I'm going to serve up bottled fare to everybody in this state. I'm going to go from one end to another and back and forth and never stop.
Well, that's first of all, the thing sounded dangerous enough. Well, in an enclosed restaurant. Now, you mean to tell me you're going to just take this machine, which was what was that fueled by? Like some insane rocket fuel?
Yeah, it's Zelftar 143, half rocket fuel, part CO2, and compressed 1,000 times.
Now you're going to drive around with that?
Yes, yeah.
Now, does that seem dangerous to you at all?
On first look, maybe, but it really isn't. I mean, granted, the Zelftar tank is, within a quarter of an inch of the gasoline tank in the car, and the fuel lines are a little shaky so far. But that's going to get worked out.
Well, how far apart?
A little less than a quarter of an inch.
So if there's just one spark, that thing blows sky high.
You could look at it that way, or you could also look at it as if there's not one spark, everything's cool.
Yeah, if there's not. But you're also driving around with something that is it's wired to blow up. It's like a bomb. It's like you're in a bomb with wheels.
It's probably not going to blow up, okay? And wait till you hear the kicking PA I've got in this thing.
Uh-huh.
We're going to blast just Springsteen all trip long.
And you're what? You're going to drive around and like an ice cream truck and expect people to.
It's not an ice cream truck, okay? It's the same bottled fare you've come to love from me, and I want to say we also have a new flavor of batter.
Uh-huh.
Grape.
Grape?
Yep, and also
grape.
Grape. GRAPE.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and a new kind of breading, ultra heavy. It's heavier than the bomb.
My mouth isn't watering.
Oh, well, you know what else we've got that you'll be interested in?
What's that?
It's called the Boob Burger, the Scharpling Boob Burger.
What is that?
You know what it is?
What?
It's a piece of dumb fat on a roll.
That's not nice. This is not my restaurant.
Oh, you're never going to eat here.
Thank you.
Hey, if I pull up...
Thanks for promising that.
If I pulled up in front of your house...
Uh-huh.
And you were starving...
Uh-huh.
You came like crawling out. Oh, please, please, feed me. I wouldn't. You know what I'd do?
What's that?
I'd throw a piece of fat in your face.
So, first of all, I'm never going to crawl out. Oh, please feed me a $35 hamburger.
Well, I wanted to mention that too, okay? To offset the cost of the small Batter Butler that I had to install, which was $30,000. I've had to do a little bit of a price hike. Okay?
Yeah.
So the walk-up fee is going to be $3.
Well, what do you mean, for the privilege of ordering?
Well, to walk up to the car, to the mobile, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then there's a $2 order fee, and I've also figured in a $2 tip.
So you've prefigured in a tip.
Yeah.
Which was kind of generous on your part.
So basically, a platter is now $40. Okay.
That's
and a domestic 10 ounce is now $7.
What do you mean? So you can't sell beer out of that thing?
Why not?
Because that I know that is completely illegal.
Well, I'm going to card people. It's not like I'm going to sell a 12-year-old kid a beer.
Well, there's no such thing as Have you ever seen a beer mobile before?
Well, I'm going to be on the cutting edge.
Oh, so you'd think that you're just starting this?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's fantastic that you're on the cutting edge of basically getting people of selling beer to underage children.
They're probably not going to be underage, okay? I'm probably not going to sell to underage kids.
That's some cutting edge to be on.
Hey, well, listen to this, okay? You'll dig this. I'm driving out to Omaha soon.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing a promotion with Kid Midnight.
Kid Midnight is...
I think you know him as Hot Rockin' Ronnie.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, and let me also say that Hot Rockin' Ronnie is involved in my lawsuit against you.
And how is that possible?
He's suing you for the exact same reason I am.
Oh, what is that, the fact that you're an idiot?
No, you deprived him of making a living, too.
Oh, I definitely had nothing to do with that. He was not on the station, first of all, to make a living. And secondly...
Well, somehow he did. He was making a lot of money from what I hear.
Well...
He's making more now.
Yeah, well, good, bully for him. We 201-200-9368 is the phone number. If, let's see. FMU, you're on the air.
I looked on the map, and there is no such thing as Newbridge.
Oh, you're looking at the new map.
He just hung up.
Okay.
Oh, you know who that was? That was that dumb kid who who posts stuff on the message board. That dumb kid, Petey. Hey, dummy.
Who's Petey?
He's some dumb kid out there who. He probably just doesn't know how to read.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about.
Hey, I'm also going to be bringing the Battermobile to most of the minor league baseball games in the area.
To where? Throughout New Jersey?
Throughout New Jersey.
Okay.
Okay.
Like where?
So I'll be in Clark, New Jersey, on the 15th of July to be there when the Clarks play the Barnegat Crabs. Okay, that's just one. And I'm also going to be coming to Wayne, Carter's Point, and East Brunswick too.
So people can look for this this rolling death trap and
not a
run.
Rolling death trap. I'm also going to be at the Middlesex Kite Fair on July 10th, and that's going to be in the parking lot behind not the new band shell, but the old one. Okay, and anyone who
behind it.
Yes. Anybody who wants to check out what the Battermobile is all about, I'd love for you to come to our website. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
All right.
Ready for the address?
Okay.
http://www.butler.l42/tilde, the word tilde, /the word word, the word .72bb/?, the word question, the words / all night burger party / the word / the words the hot oil, the word hot in all caps, the word cap / hat dot, the word dot / front / the word front in all lowercase / the word lower, the word word, the words lowercase .html / the word, the letter H, the letter T, the word, the letter M, the letter L, the word .htm, and then you go on that, you click on that, and then you got to type in the second half, and that'll tell you what the second half of it is when you get to that second page.
Okay, so people can just go and check out
where
you're going to be, and hopefully they can check it out so that they can run.
Exactly. No, not run. Enjoy.
Enjoy the privilege of paying $40 for a hamburger.
Hey, your listeners out there know how good it is. Oh, and I also want to take you to task for...
Hold on one second, moron. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi, I just want to make a comment that this guy with the roving moron mobile is an absolute idiot, and I'd like to thank him for making me feel much better about myself.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
So, he hung up. So,
I'll take him down, whenever he wants, okay? I'll run him over in the mobile.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I'll shove that hot piece of fat that was reserved for you down his gullet.
That's charming. That's. Well, you really know how to run a business. Now, what is this? First of all, anybody listening, this is a guy I guess, part two of what was never supposed to be an interview, but I guess has turned into it's kind of like a profile on a failing businessman.
It is not. You're so wrong.
The guy who ran Ye Old Burger Barn down in Newbridge, and
I should actually thank you, because now I'm just gonna explode all over the place with this new. I'm gonna have a fleet of Battermobiles in about a year. Okay.
I think explode was probably the correct choice of.
Right. Okay. And you know what? I'm gonna blare.
What?
Out of that PA, I changed my mind. It's not going to be Springsteen.
What's it going to be?
It's going to be Zappa.
Why would you play Zappa?
Because Zappa rules.
Oh, you got to be kidding me!
You obviously haven't heard the Chic Your Booty outtakes.
You're 100% correct.
You got to check Volume 8 out.
Of what?
Volume outtakes. Yeah, it's a box.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll check out. I'm going to run to Frank Zappa outtakes when I can't stand the officially released material.
Well, maybe when you grow up a little bit and your taste mature, you'll understand a song like Cheap Green Facade. It's in 7/18 time.
Who cares? Wow, he plays in a different time. Wow, that's...
It's too much for you to wrap your bean around, I guess.
Uh-huh,
just like the Battermobile is.
And I guess I was perfectly fine to broadcast throughout your restaurant until I called you on the fact that your place was a health hazard.
Oh, so you do admit that you called the authorities?
No, I didn't call the authorities.
Okay.
I
got it now, Sport.
I called you on it on the air.
Okay, you wait till Ronnie and
Hello.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi, the Ye Old Burger Barn
Uh-huh.
has been a fantastic pillar of the community in the Newbridge area for 20-odd years.
Well, more than 20 years, I guess, right?
More than 20-odd years. I've had children who have been sponsored by the Ye Old Burger Barn in youth softball leagues.
And Little League and Rainbow Soccer League.
Absolutely. For 20-odd years. It's they're a fantastic pillar of the community, and I can't listen to the station and listen to you bad-mouthing Ye Old Burger Barn.
Yep.
They really need to step up to the plate and tell you that they're a fantastic pillar of the community. They're fantastic. They're wonderful. They're putting back anything that they take. They are really standing up and making New Jersey proud.
Yep.
They're making that area of New Jersey a fantastic place to live. They're wonderful.
You remember
I have nothing bad to say about them. I really have a...
Well, that's right. Hey, how you really enjoy paying $35 for a battered hamburger?
It's worth it to him. It's worth it to everybody who loves it.
Uh-huh.
You know? Hey, I mean, that guy knows what... remembers what Muffler Row was like back in the early to mid 70s. It was a dump, you know. The old Burger Barn and my dad Augie Sr. turned it around.
Mm-hmm. So he ran the tavern in that same spot for 160 years.
Well, he didn't run it for 160 years. It's been in the family for that long. Open your ears, you jerk.
Hey, how's it feel to end almost two centuries of tradition that your family sweated and toiled to maintain? How's it feel to end that in not even a year?
Well, here's the way I'm looking at it, okay?
Yeah.
We live in a mobile society, you know?
Uh-huh.
What better way to celebrate that than the Battermobile?
I think there are probably plenty of better ways to celebrate
that. You wait till we have the Batter rocket ship.
So is that in the works?
Yep.
Well, good. Why don't you go for it?
Serving the best buttled fare in space.
Mm-hmm.
You wait.
So when do you project that?
Oh, geez, probably, I don't know, 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah,
good.
Screw you.
Hey, here's an email that somebody just sent in. Mike, Tom, I'm so glad that because of your show, you had that death trap of a place closed. I was burned severely when I dipped my own olive loaf surprise. You're the Ralph Nader of the airwaves. God bless you. Well, thank you, Mike.
Oh, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And I'm assuming he's the Mike that is involved in one of the 18 lawsuits. And he'll get his when we go to court, okay? And, man, I should have totally listened to Ron when he told me to not...
Who?
Ron.
Who's Ron?
Ron Fuqua.
Who's that?
Kid Midnight.
Oh, Hot Rockin' Ronnie.
Yeah. I should have listened to him. He told me not to do the best
The Batter
show.
Butler. He told you not to do the Batter Butler?
No. He told me not to champion your show. I should have listened to him, and now I am regretting it.
Champion my show.
It'll all work out, though, when you go under.
When I go under?
Yep.
How am I going under?
Oh, you're just going to go out of business. You particularly.
Uh-huh.
The whole station will. I guarantee you that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a nice sentiment.
Well, a lawsuit can really do wonders for that sort of thing. I'm suing the whole station too.
Oh, you're going to sue the station?
Yeah.
Why? On the grounds that on what grounds that
You essentially have taken bottled food out of my family's mouth.
Well, I'm sure you
and the mouth of the community.
You and your wife and everyone else in your family are welcome to stick their head into the Batter Butler and chase after that bottled fare like they're bobbing for apples.
Oh, you know what's going in there next?
What's that?
Your weenie.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Bottled weenie. That's what you are.
That's charming.
That's what you are.
Yeah, well, you know what? You thankfully are going down for the count, Mr. Augie.
Never.
And this horrible burger mobile will
the Battermobile, you tool. It's going to be just part of a whole fleet of batter transport. We're going to have rockets, like I said. We're going to have airplanes, helicopters. We're going to have the batter copter.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to land in center field during a Mets game.
Wow, really?
Yep.
As a planned thing?
We'll see. Whatever.
Whatever.
If upper management doesn't go for it, I'm doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm not going to deprive NYC of our fare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair. It's nice to know you use the word fair, and your business is anything but fair in terms of its price and its risk to the health of your customers.
That's how you see it.
You'd think you'd have more respect for your own customers, not wanting them to get burned.
Look, man, the sign was up there, okay? Dunk at your own risk,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Like I told you before, that girl that took a piddle, Mommy and Daddy should have been looking.
And then she got scorched by this
Hey, I sent a teddy bear.
What?
My conscience is clear. I sent a teddy bear.
Oh, that's nice. Well, hey, if anybody out there has eaten at the now defunct Ye Old Burger Barn, ended after 160 years of
Not
business.
ended. It's a new era.
After 160 years of business, this guy ran his probably, what is that, 5 generations?
Something like that, yeah.
Into the ground within days, actually. You could count off the days that he did it. 201-200-9368 is the number I'm looking for. Or if you're in one of the lawsuits, or if you've wanted to speak to this chowderhead, now is your opportunity. I have Augie.
Oh, your put-downs are so weak, my friend.
Uh-huh. Well, you and...
I don't play that way.
Which way do you just play in the way that people just get scorched?
I play fair and square, my friend.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, so people are just going to get hurt by your...
Fair and square, and then I serve up the food they love to eat.
Fair and square, yeah. Your business really, it's. I'm glad that it's going under.
It's not going under. It's entering a whole new plateau.
And I advise anybody to go to that internet web address that you gave out to, if they want to make sure they're not in the area of a rolling bomb.
It's not. It's probably not going to be a rolling bomb. Okay.
Probably.
What?
FMU, you're on the air.
Yes, hello. I just wanted to commend Mr. All America right here for being such a shining example of just how far capitalism can be taken.
Exactly.
In the hands of
I take that as a compliment.
Such a a pinnacle of family values here.
Thank you.
It's all right it's all right as long as he gets paid. It doesn't matter who gets hurt or
no one's getting hurt.
They are casualties of war.
Well, I look at it as war too. It's the, it's the war of the restaurants, the eateries, and I'm going to win.
War of the eateries. It's war of the oil refineries and the doctors and the medics that are going to have to care for the patients that you are placing into the hospitals of this nation too.
And then now
they can fight over who gets to make all the profits off of the health care that we're going to need as a result.
Well, maybe I can cut a deal with them and get cut into their whole thing.
Maybe you can.
That.
That's really
Why don't you see
that's
it?
really clever. Maybe you could get cut in on that deal there too, huh?
You know what the other great thing is that now it's not bad enough that his place got shut down. Now he's just going to take it on the road.
Exactly.
Why not?
And now it's going to roll into your neighborhood. This thing that he's got these chemicals pumping through this machine.
Right.
That is all, for all intents and purposes, is a bomb.
It's not.
Exactly.
It's
like,
not
you know
that
what?
much
You might
of a
as well
bomb.
put petroleum in the batter, man. And
Yeah.
even better, why don't you come into the inner cities and, like, specifically target, just like Camel cigarettes do and all these different companies, target minorities and youth.
I like it.
Because they're going to be more prone to it, They have higher illiteracy rates. Man, you could really get them.
I like it. I like that.
Isn't that brilliant?
Hey, would you be willing to come on?
Maybe we could work something out.
That's
Maybe
great.
if you used some of your plans of philanthropy, like, being such an incredible pillar of the community
Right.
down in Jersey.
Right.
I'm a Jersey girl myself, and I have to say, I understand now why they call it the armpit of the nation. Because they got some smelly, dirty people like you down there.
Like the host, like Scharpling.
No, not like
Wait,
me.
did you say me?
Oh, no. I didn't mean that. Did that slip out? No, not at all. What I meant to say was
meant
that
Tom.
we have pillars of the community like you, doing so much, stepping so far out of their way to help others and to do such amazing things for the generation of and growth of urban communities,
Gotta
right?
increase the peace.
So, you can just use that as another angle, in your own empire.
I like it.
Now, what were you asking her, restaurant guy?
Oh, I wanted to know if she'd be willing to join the board of directors.
He wants me to be a publicity specialist.
Batter Mobile Inc.
Oh, that's great. Wow.
Is this guy for real? Did you guys totally fabricate and manufacture this just for everybody's entertainment? Because
It's not for my entertainment. This is trust me, this is not entertaining to me.
It's not for me either. I'm just trying to clear my name and the name of our company after Fatface slandered me last week.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Hey.
Big fan of your show.
Oh, thanks.
Is Augie still there?
Augie?
Yeah.
Is still on the phone,
Okay.
yes.
Hi, Augie.
Hey.
I just wanted to pass, and I have a couple points, Tom, so just bear with me real quick. I just wanted to pass on a message. Augie, I know you're friends with Kid Midnight.
Yes.
Okay. Do you happen to know where and when his show is on? Because I've had a hard time since he left FMU.
Well,
I
think I can answer this, is that if you don't live in the he's out in some hellhole in America.
He's in Omaha.
Okay, yes, he's in Omaha.
It's a pretty powerful station, I understand.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it actually gets as far as gosh, I'm not even sure if it gets past Mississippi, really.
Mm-hmm.
The
So I guess you're out of luck if you
Virginia,
ever want to hear.
Yeah.
It might be worth going out there, taking a trip out to hear him.
Yeah, or check him out on the Shout Network. He's got a cable show.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. One more thing, and that's it. A couple of weeks ago, this is also just one more thing for Kid Dynamite. Augie, if you could pass this on to him.
Yeah.
Because I know a couple of weeks ago there was a dispute on the station.
Right.
I think the guest that night was Mr. Loophole. Fabulous guest, by the way. But
Tony Torgvord, who was an excited.
Who's that?
He's the guy who does that book. What was it? The System.
The System.
Oh,
Great
right.
book.
Yes. Yeah.
Great book. But real quick, there was the dispute, I believe, as to what actually the record was, and I'm now looking at the 2001 edition of the Guinness Book of World Records.
Right.
And Kid Dynamite is listed in that edition.
Well,
If you
Kid
get
Dynamite.
the latest edition,
Uh-huh.
he's in it.
Oh,
Kid
great. Okay.
Dynamite.
If
I
you
think
could
it's.
pass it on, and congratulations.
I will.
From all of us.
See, I mean, you know, Kid Dynamite is
Kid Dynamite?
Kid Midnight.
Yeah, it's Kid Midnight. You see, neither of you.
I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. Can you?
Actually, for you, no, I can't.
Oh, jeepers.
No, because you're a horrible person.
Oh, well, as I was saying, Kid Midnight is too much of a class act to even be on your station at this point. He's on to much bigger and better things, okay?
Yeah, he
Thank you
really
very
is.
much.
Like, you and him are real, you sound, you shifted allegiances then, I guess.
After what you did to me? You gotta be kidding.
After what I did is...
Yes.
I let you hang yourself on my show.
You screwed me, essentially.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid Midnight would never do that to me.
Well, I guess why don't you drive out to Omaha?
Maybe I will.
In your buttled bomb mobile.
Maybe I'll bring him and the Gorch back with me, okay?
You know the Gorch?
I certainly do. He's my new spokesman.
For what? The burger
For the
mobile?
Battermobile.
You couldn't have picked a more literate and
he's a great guy,
an intelligible person. It's good, and it's good that you also are basically feeding an old fat man.
It's not that fat. You know what's great about him? What I love about him?
Food that's probably the unhealthiest food on the planet.
You know what I love about him?
What's that?
He wants to murder you too.
Oh, so you want to murder me now? First of all, I'm sure he has no problem with me.
Oh, he hates you.
Oh,
because
he
hates you almost as much as Kid Midnight does.
Uh-huh. And where do you rank on that list of hate?
Oh, geez. Okay. The Gorch is at probably a 10 in terms of his hate against you. Kid Midnight, 9.5. Probably 9.2.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, you're...
Watch yourself. That's all I got to say.
Why? What are you going to do?
Oh, who knows?
No, tell me. Why don't you tell me?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
You're so tough.
You know what I'd be willing to do?
What's that?
I'd be willing to give up one of my Battermobiles.
Uh-huh.
To sacrifice it, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
Put a cinder block on the gas pedal. Let it roll right into your house.
Wait.
Yep.
No, that's sweet.
Hey, mess with the bull.
So you would actually try to blow my house up with one?
Essentially, yeah.
With one of your. Well, the one thing I know is that I would be worried because those things are highly explosive. If they
what, your
are.
House?
No, the burger dump on wheels.
It's
WFMU. You're on the air. FMU.
Am I there?
Yep.
I'm looking to see if I can get one of those burger abusers.
The what?
The burger abuser, is that what you call it? The burger butler?
Oh, well, you got $30,000?
Well, I'll take the one you were going to send into Tom's house. Why don't you just...
Well, I'm being hypothetical, I mean, I only have one so far. I can't give that up yet. I'm talking about when I get a fleet, I'd be willing to sacrifice one of those if it caused him harm.
Well, don't count on ever seeing a fleet of those things, because this one, if it doesn't explode within the next week, the business model will never hold up, and they will fail, and the health inspectors hopefully will shut down this rolling death trap you've got.
They're in my back pocket.
Like they were when they shut your restaurant down. What, did they fall out of your back pocket?
Well, I'm doing business under a different name now.
What name?
Arnold Richards.
Hey, good move mentioning that over the radio.
No one listens to this show.
That's not true at all.
It is true.
Not true.
Kid Midnight's pulling in the big numbers out there. If you're not.
Who's listening to a show? Trees?
Everybody in Nebraska.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm scared by that.
Yeah, you should be.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, you know what you should be scared of is...
Money? All the money I'm going to make?
No, disgracing your family name even further. Embarrassing 160 years of hard work.
Hey, man, I'll tell you this right now, okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be on the cover of Rolling Stone within a year.
For what? America's biggest moron? WFMU, you're on the
making
air.
it worse for yourself.
You're on the air. WFMU.
They're so afraid to talk to me.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi, Burger Butler, please.
My name is not the Burger Butler, okay?
I think it's the bankrupt Butler.
Oh, not on your life, my friend.
Hi, Burger Butler, please.
It's not Burger Butler. My name is Augie.
I beg your pardon?
My name's Augie. I want some respect. Don't call me Burger Butler.
I have a restaurant in the Connecticut area, and I was interested in getting a Burger Butler in our area.
Like I said, do you have at least 30 grand? They're expensive. It's not for everybody.
Well, we have some backing.
Okay.
With one of the majors.
What kind of restaurant do you got right now?
Hamburger, dart related.
Wait, you put darts in your burgers?
No, it's a dart-related restaurant.
Okay.
Wow, what? Hey, Augie, this sounds right up your alley.
It does. How much? First of all, how much you charging for dart games?
Dart games are $4 to $7.
That's pretty good. Okay. How much you charging for entrance fee?
Entrance fee is $3 to $7.
Pretty good. Okay.
Wow, this is you guys sound like a match made in heaven.
How much you gouge? How much do you charge for takeout?
Takeout is an extra $3 to $7.
Okay. See, what I would do, I would jack it up to at least $14 extra.
We could do that.
Okay. That enables you to seriously pursue a Batter Butler. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you want small, it's like 30 grand.
Well, he just hung up.
50 grand.
Hey, idiot! He just hung up. We got another call. The WFMU, you're on the air.
Yeah. I'm an animal rights activist.
Mm-hmm.
This Booger Butler is really making
Booger
me mad.
Butler.
No, that sounds pretty accurate.
How do you justify the killing of animals? And
I don't
eating
kill them
like that. That's disgusting.
Well, because you just got put in your place.
Hey, to each his own. Okay.
I guess you're right. To each his own. Some of us choose to make a living where we do not disgrace 5 generations of our previous family, and others of us choose to disgrace those and undo the 160 years of hard work they put in.
From what Ronnie tells me, you disgrace yourself every night, and from what I've heard of your show, I think he's right.
Yeah. Well, hey, why don't you? Where can we get that? Where can we see your burger mobile?
Like I said, 2 weeks I'll be up and running, and I already told you about the games I'm going to be at in the Middlesex Kite Fair on July 10th. Okay.
So, people, if you want to go to the Middlesex Kite Fair, you can look for what color is it? So they can look for this thing. I guess maybe they can just look for the fire.
No, it's dark brown, like the Buttled Fair looks when it comes out.
And look for just billows of black smoke rolling off.
There's probably not going to be any black smoke.
Probably.
Okay?
And they'll look for the guy crying on the side of the road.
You when I put the cinder block on that accelerator and your house goes up.
Hey, do you want? You know what? I'm just about out of time, but I'm not an unfair person. I will let you give your internet address out again, if that will hopefully placate you.
Okay. Are you ready? One more time, people. And don't all log on at once, okay? Because the server might not be able to handle it, okay? http://www.geocities.com/tilde, the words question mark / all night burger party / the words the hot oil, the word hot, in all caps, the word caps, /hat dot, the word dot, /front / the word front in all lowercase, / the word lower, the word word, the words lowercase, .html / the word, the letter H, the letter T, the word, the letter M, the letter L, the word word.htm, and like I said before, you go to that, you click on that, it'll take you to the second part, and you enter that in, okay, also.
Wow, that's really, you really have your eye on making it easy for the consumer, which I think is an admirable trait in a businessman.
Hey, once you go the first time, you bookmark it, you idiot.
Oh, I'm sorry, I should just bookmark it.
Yeah.
So after it takes me a half hour to type that in, then I just click on bookmark and I'm okay.
Hey, you could also search it on an engine, okay? Search engine. Jeez, it's like I got to walk you through this thing.
Uh-huh. Well, I want to say to you, good luck with this new horror show that you're forcing on the people of Newbridge and New Jersey, and hopefully this will go the same way as your previous endeavor.
Good luck when I run you over with the Battermobile, okay?
I'll be looking forward to getting run over by the Battermobile.
And I will see you in court, okay?
I'll see you in court.
Good
Bring it
luck
on.
with that, okay?
Bring it on, chump.
You're doomed.
I'm doomed. How dare you? Get off my phone. Hey, here's some hot music from Dead Moon, but I want to say goodnight to everybody. This is WFMU East Orange, WXHD Mount Hope, worldwide on the World Wide Web at WFMU.org. This has been the best show on WFMU each and every Tuesday night from 8 until 11. Stay tuned for Nickel and Dime Radio with Small Change, but as promised, here are the Dead Moon.
My future's looking grim. Somehow I disconnected along that road. Try as I might, I can never be the same. This time I'm here to stay. Because seen her walk inside of death. Eyes that never rest. Been waiting in the line for the call that never comes. Kid, don't hold your breath. You're only second best. Ain't personal, just business being done. Try as I may, it can never be the same. This time I'm here to stay. Because to the stage, would I really be the outcast coming home? As I turn to look at you, the way you fall into, I hope that I can take it when it goes. And try as I may, I can never be the same. This time I'm here to stay. Because yeah.